that is the main goal this year, is to pay that off. So far, it's okay. This was my book of the month book last month. Hello, welcome to my channel. Welcome to another monthly reset video. I'm super excited because this month I'm splitting up my monthly reset videos. I used to do a combined monthly reset with my finances and goals and just life reset, monthly reset. But I decided this month I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna split them. I wanted to dedicate my budget to its own video because a lot of my channel is about personal finances, so I figured that kind of deserved its own video. And then also I felt like at the end of those videos I was really trying to squish in my goals for the month, because the video tends to be really long when I try to do everything in one monthly reset video. So I'm gonna split it up, that way I can go over my goals with you guys, spend a little bit more time talking about my goals, how I actually prepare for the month, and be able to do a little more fun things in this video than really trying to squeeze in all of my goals into one video. So I'm super excited. We are into February. I don't mind February actually. If you can't tell though by my voice, I am entering the month a little bit sick, and I don't love filming when I'm sick because I can tell in my voice that I don't even sound like myself. I'm at the end of this sickness. It's been a few days, so I feel fine. It's just the lingering cough and nasally throat and nose sound, so we're doing okay. I don't mind February. I like that it's kind of a short month. I feel like it flies by, honestly. So I'm excited. I don't really have that many big plans for the month. Honestly, once you get through February, it's kind of you're past winter. Really, in my mind, that's kind of how it works. I know March can be a little bit iffy, especially if you live in New England or the Northeast where I do live. I don't mind February. It's kind of the nice end of winter for us, what it seems like in my mind. There's usually one more week where it's freezing, but we're gonna get through it. Honestly though, today is February 2nd. It's technically Groundhog Day, and I just looked it up, and that little freaking groundhog said there's 6 more weeks of winter, which I don't really believe, because this winter hasn't been that bad, although maybe that means that the rest of winter is gonna be bad. That really pisses me off because that's just not cool. That's not cool. Nobody wants 6 more weeks of winter. The plan for this video, I am gonna do some monthly reset type things. I want to throw in a load of laundry. I want to clean my sheets. Something about a nice, fresh, clean nice set of sheets is just mwah, chef's kiss, so nice. So I'm gonna do a load of laundry. I'm gonna make myself a coffee because I really need one, and maybe a little snack. And then I'm gonna come back, sit down, and we'll talk about all my goals from January, see how I did, and I'll share with you guys my goals for February. We have to go grocery shopping today. I'm gonna do some meal prepping for the week, and then I think I'll end the video kind of going over some of my February anticipated releases, things that I'm looking forward to in February, because February actually has a ton of new releases, shows coming back. Okay, that's pretty much it. Shows, well, I'll go over shows, what books are on my TBR for February, and anything else that I kind of feel excited about sharing with you guys. So that's the plan. Let's first get in a load of laundry. Okay, now that we kind of got some things started for this reset, I'm gonna sit down and go over my goals with you guys. So I'll go over January goals, see how I did, and go through my goals that I set up for February. The format of these goals are all relatively the same because typically what I do at the beginning of the year, and I started this last year, is make some big goals for the year, like my New Year's resolution goals, big large goals that I want to hit throughout the entire year, and then I break them down into smaller goals each month to keep myself motivated, stay on track, see how I'm doing with my goals, see if I need to adjust any of my goals. For example, one of my main goals is to hit 20,000 subscribers here on YouTube. What should I do each month to hit that goal at the end of the year? And basically the goal is to gain 1,000 subscribers every month until the end of the year, or average 1,000. Like some months you'll do better, some months you'll do worse. You never know. So that's just an example how I break it down monthly to try and reach those goals, and it just helps keep me a little more motivated and like breaks the goals down smaller so it's not as like crazy, because obviously right now I would need to gain 14,000 subscribers and that seems terrifying. But if I say, okay, in February if I can gain 1,000, that would be great. So it's at least like a little bit of progress towards that overall goal. I always break my goals down into 4 categories. There's finance, personal, health goals, and content creation goals. So I'll go over finance goals first. Oh, hello. Find a spot and sit. Okay. Back to business. Starting with my finance goals, mainly my goals are savings related, paying off my car loan, and starting to invest a little bit. So my first goal was to save $650 towards my house fund, and I did put $585, so I was pretty close. It was a little short because I was supposed to get a brand deal payment. I think I was planning on splitting it up between savings, putting a little bit to my Roth IRA, and then the rest towards my car. So I didn't hit this goal, but at the same time, paying off my car is more important to me at the moment. I wanted to put $200 into my emergency fund, and I put $275. It's funny because I make these goals at the beginning of the year, but then my priorities do kind of change a little, and like my thought process changes throughout the month as well, because like I could have put $75 into the house saving fund and like reached both of my goals. But at the same time, like I think in my head at the moment I was thinking I really need to have a larger emergency fund. And then obviously towards my car loan, I wanted to pay $650, and I ended up putting $925. So I'm super happy with that. That is the main goal this year, is to pay that off. And I was kind of doing the math, and I need to be putting like $1,200 towards my car loan. So will that happen? I don't know. But I mean, this was a good trial month to see, like I could be very, very close to putting that towards my car every month. It just depends on a few factors, but I was super happy with that. Into my Roth IRA, I wanted to put $200, but I only put $150. But again, still happy with that. The fact that I'm even putting money in there again is amazing. Like I had been putting that on pause for a little bit last year while I was trying to pay off my credit card debt. We were paying for a wedding. There was a lot going on last year, so I put that on pause, and now we are back to contributing to that. So I'm still happy with that, even though I didn't quite reach the goal. Then moving on to personal goals, I wanted to read 3 books and do a date night, and I did both of those. I ended up reading 4 books actually, and I had upped it from last year. Last year my typical monthly goal was 2 books, and I upped it this month because I just went part-time at work, and so I was like, I'll have more time to read probably. And I did. So I ended up reading 4 books, and I think another reason why I was able to read more is because I went back to reading on my Kindle too. I just read so much faster on my Kindle. I read The Hotel Nantucket by Ellen Hilderbrand, and I won't go too into depth on like each one of these books, but I will give you like my rating for them. I try my best to update these on Fable, but it's really hard. I only gave that 2.5. That was my first book of hers that I've read. It just was very long, and it's not like the fast pace that I'm looking for. I feel like everyone has their opinions on books, everyone has their style, everyone has their genres they like, so always take what everyone says with a grain of salt, because you could love one book and someone can hate it. It's just like, that's literally the beauty of art and books and things like that. Like, there's gonna be people who love it and there's gonna be people who hate it. I felt pretty boring to me, if I'm being honest. So that's the only reason I gave it the stars that I gave it. It was long. It was long to get through. The next book I read was You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. I gave that one 3.5 stars. And I'm also trying to be a little more picky with my ratings this year, just because last year was kind of the first year I started doing a rating process, and I felt like I was giving books higher ratings than they deserved, because then I would read another book and be like, oh no, this one was really good and I should have given that last one lower. So I'm trying to be like actually accurate with my ratings for like my system here, because like 2.5 is like average is what I'm viewing it as. So 3.5 is pretty good. And then I read None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. Again, this is my first book by her, and I've heard really good things about her as an author, so I have other books of hers that I am gonna read. I guess I was a little bit underwhelmed by this book, and what threw me off a little bit was the whole podcast thing of it, and like the little like Netflix blurbs inside. I was like flipping back and forth of the page for a second because I thought that it was saying like this book was getting turned into a Netflix series at first. This is an odd place for this to be, but then I realized it was part of the book. So I didn't really love that aspect of it. Like I felt like it could have done without that. Wasn't my favorite, so I only gave that 2.75 stars. Hopefully some of the other books that I have of hers are a little bit more my style. Again, that could have just been that one book, that style of writing that I just didn't vibe with. So then, okay, I ended the month with a very, very good book. I read The Paradise Problem, which I know was pretty big last year, and I gave that one 4 stars. I really enjoyed that book. I think one of my favorite tropes is definitely fake lovers, fake relationship, because you know that they're just like, you know that they're gonna fall in love, and I love that. And I just love when you really can like appreciate the male main character. And I also like dual perspective books. So I really enjoyed that book, and very, very spicy scenes. I've been really into reading, so that I like to share these with you guys. And then we did do a date night. We went to Texas Roadhouse, which is my husband's, I think it's his favorite restaurant, and I suggested it and he was so happy. But I was craving the rolls. All right, moving on to the health goals. I really want to focus on these goals this year. It's just hard. I'm trying my best. It's hard mentally. I focus sometimes on the numbers of things just because that's how my brain works, but I need to focus more on how I'm feeling, just the overall habits that I'm building versus specific numbers, if that makes sense, like weight loss numbers. One of my goals was to work out 2 times a week, which I did do. I should be proud of that. I'm being down on myself, but that is something that I haven't been able to do in like all of last year. I did not go to the gym twice a week. So that's already something I should be very proud of myself for, and like the baby steps of getting myself into more routine habits. Like that's the first step. So I need to be kinder to myself, I think, and I'm obviously talking this out right now with you guys. That is something I need to work on, is celebrating the little wins and the steps and the process that it takes to get to where you want to be. Now, I think a good split for me, at least in the coming month, is I have Pilates scheduled once a week, and then I have 2 off days of work. So if I can at least go 3 days a week, the 2 days I have off from work and 1 day of Pilates, that doesn't seem hard. The next one is to cook 1 new meal every single month. I really try to do this because, you know, with our schedule and me meal prepping a lot and trying to make our lives easier by meal prepping, it can sometimes get very repetitive, and then we're eating like the same things week after week. So I do try to put in like 1 new meal every single month at least, just to switch things up a little and try new things. So we did these taco stuffed shells. They weren't my favorite, and I think I overcooked them a little bit, so I would do them again, but they weren't necessarily my favorite. I did no alcohol this month, so we did dry January, which I don't drink much anyway. That wasn't really like a hard challenge for me. It just is something that I don't enjoy drinking. It makes me feel blah, and then I usually don't feel well the next day, and I sleep weird. Only special occasions will I drink. My husband was also doing dry January, so we did it together, and that was really, you know, a nice thing to both like keep us accountable and stuff. Okay, the next one was to lose 2 pounds, and again, this is where I think because I didn't reach this goal, it's like making me think that I did horrible this month. The number is like probably the least important thing when you're starting out. I did lose about half a pound, which is fine, you know, it's not anything crazy. I just was expecting a little bit more, I guess, because I had been doing a lot more exercise. Sometimes that gets to me, but at the same time, I do feel stronger. Then moving on to the content creation goals. So my first goal was to make $1,200. Because I'm now part part-time at work. I now consider myself part-time content creator, so I do now want to try to like beef up my income from social media. And this is kind of where I left off last year, was at 1,200 was like my goal. This month I actually ended up making about $1,800 from social media, which is awesome. Like that is incredible. That's more than like one of my paychecks now. Most of it, and I can't really get into the specifics of numbers just because of like certain terms and conditions of like the programs you're in. The bulk of my money does come from the TikTok creator fund. It definitely motivates you to keep posting on there as well. I've been enjoying YouTube a little bit more, but I'm still growing on this platform, so I don't make as much from here. Navigating social media is super hard because you're trying to do it all, and especially after like the scare with TikTok, you're like, I need to try and diversify myself. I need to get on all my platforms. So it's really hard and it's hard to manage it all, but I try my best. Then my next goal was to post 5 quality YouTube videos. My main focus in 2025 is to focus on the quality of my videos, figure out color grading, editing, styles, sound effects, text, like really trying to focus on the creative aspect of my videos and making them just a little bit better. I feel like at the end of last year I was really focusing on getting as many videos out as I could, so I was focusing on quantity over quality, but I really want to focus on quality. So I was okay with posting less videos this month as long as I was taking a little more time in the editing process and maybe trying to learn a few things, which I did. It's still really hard. So I did end up posting 7 videos. I'm happy with that number. I feel like that's a good number where you're at least posting once a week, pretty much twice a week. That seems to be like a good number for me with the amount that I can film and edit, so I'm happy with that. The last few are just my numerical goals that I like to keep track of. It's so hard to judge how you're gonna do each month. Some months are gonna be really good, some months are gonna be bad. A video can go viral and your channel can blow up, or you could have no viral videos. So these numbers are more just for like fun for me to track and see how I'm doing. I do obviously set a goal each month just so I can hopefully reach those goals, and again, by the end of the year I should reach my overall goal. So the first one was to hit 6,000 YouTube subscribers. I was very, very close. I was able to get to 5,931. So, well, if that's one of you guys, thank you for joining me. So I'm pretty close there. TikTok was to hit 90,000 followers and I ended the month at 92,000. So what beat my goal there, which is that was exciting because I'd been sort of on a plateau on TikTok for a little bit. Like, it was really hard for me to gain followers on there, so I was really happy with that I'm finally like getting some momentum again, and hopefully I can get to 100k very, very soon. Instagram was actually kind of one of my crazier months on Instagram. I wanted to hit 8.5 thousand followers on Instagram. I ended up at 10,266. So really blew my goal out of the water there and like hit a major milestone, which is 10k. So I was super excited about that. Overall, again, really, really good month. I was so happy. It also just helps me feel good that like I took the leap and went part-time at work. Again, that wasn't really to be like a social media influencer or content creator. It was and it wasn't. I mainly did it for my mental health and like burnout, which is what I talk about on a lot in my series on like burnout recovery. There also was the whole other side of it where, yes, I do create content. So now I have more time to create content, and I feel like these goals kind of reflect that, and like me having the time and energy to put into these things like helped me reach my goals and surpass my goals, and I feel really good about it. So those are my goals for January. Moving on to February's goals. I know this month is a little bit shorter, so we're gonna see what happens. I pretty much again set it up the same way. So finance goals, I want to save $300 towards our house fund, save $100 into my emergency fund, and I want to pay $1,200 towards my car loan. So obviously February, big goal, focus everything towards the car pretty much, and invest $100 towards my Roth IRA. Then for personal goals, I want to read 3 books, and then of course do a date night. We like to do a date night every single month, and it's Valentine's Day this month, so we will definitely be doing a date night. For health goals, I'm gonna increase the days I want to work out to 3 times a week. I also want to cook 1 new meal. I'm gonna allow myself 1 day of alcohol because the Super Bowl. And again, I'm gonna lose 2 pounds. Then lastly, content creation goals. As I mentioned, I'm gonna up this to make $1,500 from any kind of social media. I wanna post at least once a day on TikTok. Again, post 5 quality YouTube videos. And then my numerical goals, obviously, in order to hit my main goal at the end of the year, I wanna try to hit 7,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of this month. Then I also want to hit 100K on TikTok. I feel like that would be so cool. That'd just be like so fun. I've been working really hard on TikTok. It's my first platform that I kind of went viral on, and I've been like hard on myself, and I had imposter syndrome for a while because I feel like I should be further along than I am on there. And then for Instagram, I have hit 12K followers on Instagram. That's where we're at goals wise. I'm sorry if this was super long. Obviously, I like to yap and chat with you guys. I'm gonna take a little break now. I'm gonna do some more cleaning, go grocery shopping, do some other reset type activities. When I'm filming this, it's Sunday, so it kind of works out that I'm doing this reset today because not only is it like a new month, it's a second, but it's a new month. It's also a Sunday, so we love a good Sunday reset. And then I'll come back and chat a little bit about my anticipated February releases, shows I'm excited for because there's a ton of shows coming out, and the books that I want to read this month. Just want to wrap up this video going over some of the things that I'm excited for February, the books that I plan on reading, shows that we plan on watching, and just some overall exciting things, events, plans for February. So we'll start off with books. These are just the books that I plan on reading this month. Number 1 is A Killing Cold. This is a book I'm currently reading. I'm only about 50 pages in, I believe. So far, it's okay. This was my book of the month book last month. I can't quite get into it. I'm not far enough in yet where I know really what's happening. So second, I think this book will be ready by the time I finish that book. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. I have a book on hold on Libby, What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall. This book was recommended to me by I think someone on here on YouTube, possibly Instagram. Then I want to read Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. This book has been on my TBR cart for a while, and everyone says that it's really good. I think it's intimidating me because it's like kind of thick. It's a thick book. I know that it's gonna be good. I'm not sure I'll be able to get through 4 books again this month. If I can read a 4th book this month, it will probably be my book of the month book from this month. It should be arriving in the next few days, and it's Blackwood's Blue Sky by Ewan Ivey. I hope I'm saying that right. It's funny, no romance books. Maybe I should switch that. Maybe I should switch the last book. If I can read a 4th book, maybe I should switch it to a romance book. I could read The Summer Will Be Different. Let me know what you guys think. If I can read a 4th book, maybe it'll be this one just to get like a romance book in. Then shows. What a crazy month for shows. So our current ongoing shows that we're gonna continue in February, that I think probably end in February, is Severance. What a great show. If you haven't been watching Severance, definitely watch it. It's on Apple TV, which kind of stinks because not everyone has Apple TV, but oh my god, fantastic show. We binge watched season 1, and then season 2 just came out, and it's weekly, so we're caught up, but now that will be a weekly show. Traitors, I think we're on season 3. It's like people from Survivor, The Challenge, Big Brother, Real Housewives, Selling Sunset, like those kind of shows. This has like all those people on it. So we're watching that. That comes out weekly as well. And then we are kind of watching Deal or No Deal Island, which this is a new show for us. I think this is season 2, but we never watched the first season. We just started watching this one because Parvati's on it from Survivor, and we love her. February, there's 4 shows coming out that I will be watching. The first one is The Kardashians, season 6 on Hulu. I do make my husband watch The Kardashians with me, and he likes it, so we will be watching that. That comes out on February 6th. Then on February 14th, Love is Blind season 8 comes out, and I've already seen some like rumblings about this show. I'm excited for that. We love watching Love is Blind. Sometimes I end up watching it without him because I don't think he likes it as much as I do. Then White Lotus season 3 comes out February 16th. Super excited for that. And then Survivor season 48 comes out February 26th. We are huge Survivor fans. Hopefully it's a good season. Last season was so good. I don't even know if they can like outdo that season. Rachel had the best season ever that I've ever seen in like so long. And then just other things that I'm excited for in February. Obviously the Super Bowl, that's always fun. We are going to a party at a friend's house. Go Eagles. I'm not an Eagles fan, but I'm way less of a Chiefs fan than an Eagles fan, and I do live in Pennsylvania now, so technically I could be an Eagles fan. Then obviously Valentine's Day I'm excited for. We don't do anything crazy, you know, not that we're at that point where we like don't celebrate each other on Valentine's Day, but like we're just not big fans. Really, we will go out to dinner. I don't know if it will be, Valentine's Day is on a Friday, so I'm not sure if it will be on Friday or Saturday. We might go to the movies too. There's the culprit. He just threw up on the floor. And then the last thing is one of my cousins is definitely having her baby this month, and I'm so excited for her. I'm not sure I'll be able to go and see my cousin and her baby, but hopefully soon. But I'm so excited for her, and she's gonna be the best mom ever. So those are exciting things happening in February. I am really happy that I switched up my style for this video because obviously this one's so long. I'm sorry, I talked so much. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys soon in my next one.